Are you as attentive to yourself as you would be to the love of your life? We make an effort to spend quality time with the ones we love. We listen to their needs and we go out of our way to do things that bring them joy. Do you feel you do the same for yourself? In this video, I will share why self-love must be your top priority, and I will give you a few ideas of what you can do to show yourself that kind of care in your daily life. I'm Hanni Berger, CEO of JOYVIAL, a network of professional health coaches helping you live a healthy and joyful life. Okay, so why must you start with yourself? When you get on a plane, one of the first things you hear a flight attendant give you instructions on is to put your own oxygen mask on first before you help others, right? Why is that? Well, it's logical. Without you getting oxygen to your brain, you will faint and therefore won't be able to help anyone. Can you see how this applies to your life in general as well? If you don't put on your oxygen mask on first, or said differently, let's say you prioritize everyone else above your own needs, you will be emotionally drained. You'll be far less productive at work and much more likely to snap at your kids or your spouse when something goes wrong. So, what's holding you back from giving yourself that kind of loving? The one and only reason why it's so hard for us to love ourselves is because we often believe that prioritizing our own needs, even if that's just for an hour here and there, is selfish. The time we take for ourselves may mean that we don't take that time to do something for others, and it leads us to worry about others, not caring as much about us anymore. Our subconscious programs make us do anything to make others happy, and therefore feel their love, even if your conscious mind knows that it's unhealthy for you. For example, do you feel sad when your teenage daughter can't say good morning to you and walks around grumpy? You just want to do something to put a smile back on her face again. Or would you feel guilty about asking your girlfriends to push back dinner plans by an hour so you can make it to your favorite yoga class? No matter what situation creates anxiety in your life, it always boils down to us wanting to feel loved. That desire to be valued by others often exceeds our desire to do something good for ourselves. But don't allow that voice in your head to stop you from loving yourself. Let me give you a few proven ways for you to love yourself even better. Okay, so first you want to understand what your needs are. You want to know what gives you oxygen in the first place. So for example, for me, getting a good hug from a close friend or family member fills up my oxygen tank. Self-love for me also means moving my body a few times a week because I know it will feel better afterwards. I also made the decision to spend a little extra money on organic, nutritious produce. It's good for my health, and yes, even that is considered self-love too. So think about it. What do you need to feel rejuvenated? Second, make sure you use kind speech for yourself. Think about this. We have on average about 60,000 thoughts per day, with 80% of those being negative. The voice in your head tells you that you aren't good enough, seeing all the moments where you seem to fall short versus focusing on those when you succeed. JOYVIAL health coach Lisa recommends that you listen to your mental chatter for a moment and just ask yourself if you would ever talk to your best friend the way you're talking to yourself. That really resonated with me, as I remember how often I used to tell myself that I was dumb or an idiot when something went wrong. And I realized that this language wasn't supportive of me. So I changed it. When you are hard on yourself, ask yourself, would your best friend would say to you in those same moments the same things you just said to yourself? Or would they rephrase what you're saying? Rephrase your own hurtful words into words that are supportive and kind. Next, you want to practice self-compassion. As just said, one way is to talk kindly to yourself, but another is about doing small gestures that you know will nourish your soul. For example, when Joyvial health coach Liani feels stressed, she likes to put her right hand on her heart. She feels that when she does that, she brings herself back into the present moment. She connects with what she considers her life source, and she finds peace in that moment. I, on the other hand, give myself hugs. And yes, you heard me right. I take my left hand and I wrap it around my right shoulder, and I take my right hand and I put it around my left shoulder, and then I squeeze really good. And yes, I know, I know this sounds silly. I don't do that in front of people, I promise you. But it feels so nurturing for me when I do it. What small gestures can you do to calm yourself down, like you would with a child? Another way you show self-love is when you keep promises to yourself. Did you make a commitment, for example, to yourself that you would go to bed earlier, or eat more nutritious foods, or try out a new yoga class, whatever it is, but somehow you haven't done it? What are your reasons for saying no to yourself? Joyvial health coach MJ points out that energetically you are telling yourself that you are not worth the time and the effort. In some ways, you lose credibility with yourself when you don't follow through. Now think of just one small commitment you can make to yourself right now and put it in motion. Once you keep your first promise to yourself and see the effect on you and maybe even others around you, you will be motivated to follow through on other promises to yourself as well. And then lastly, you got to give yourself some grace. Grace is all about being okay with where you are. It allows you to acknowledge that you maybe would have liked to manage a situation differently, but also see why you were not able to do that at the time. Grace is remembering that you are human with good intentions. Having grace for yourself allows you to accept where you are in life, and you have the ability to even celebrate where you are, while maybe seeing that your journey ahead is still quite long. Embrace your journey and learn to be at peace with wherever you are. Was this helpful? What questions do you have? Leave a comment below right now and we'll definitely get back to you. If you want to work with one of our professional health coaches to help you live your healthiest and most joyful life, give us a call at 1-866-JOYVIAL or go to joyvial.com to schedule your free consultation. That's JOYVIAL.com. I see you soon. Ciao.